So this is show 1054, and the notable thing for your week of February 10th to February 19th is that Jupiter is stationing. Jupiter's stopping in the sky. Well, it already did for you on February 6th, and it's a big thing. Normally I'd say hooray, hooray, but Jupiter stopped at 23 Libra in square to the full moon point. So it probably means a lot of extra rain and thunder, and the side of Jupiter you might not want to see. The lawyer that saved you in court turns into the greedy guy who got all your money. So I drew him nice and large in orange. He's kind of orangey, you know, Jupiter is. Here's the way the sky looks. And Jupiter is, the sun is trining him. You know, and Uranus is still opposing him, and Saturn sextiling. But, you know, basically he's still opposing Uranus. And a lot of people are beaten up on Uranus, which is kind of everyman. So Jupiter, you know, is pretty questionable right now. Mr. Trump, you know, is not a lawyer, thank heavens. Anyway, let's see, I got some notes here. I better do those first. On February 8th, the moon returns to the full moon at 22 Cancer. So on February 8th, which is, well, if you're on a Thursday show, that was yesterday. The moon returned to the full moon and squared Jupiter just as it's stationed. So this is likely to be the time when you overdo things was yesterday. The next full moon is at 22 Leo on Friday the 10th. It sextiles Jupiter, and all the bad rich guys are beating up on environmentalists and homeless, and Jupiter's gonna turn good. Yes, because that full moon sextiles Jupiter, and the lawyers turn around, the rich guys turn around and say, wait a minute, some rain would be good, and we can help. And maybe these rich guys will, you know, do something with all their money besides lick their chops. So anyway, it's a nice full moon. Sextiles Jupiter, trines Saturn, trines Uranus. Politicians make deals with environmentalists, I hope. They're starting to ask Trump about global warming. I don't see any answers yet, but we'll see. I still got some hope. So we're going to run the moon around the edge here of this planetary pattern and give you a heads up on what's coming your way so that you can best optimize your life. It's kind of like a super good weather report, huh? And here on Friday, the moon is in Leo. It sextiles the full moon and Jupiter and Saturn right in the middle of Friday. It's a full moon, you know, that's when it happens. Here's the opposition to the sun. So it still is, you know, even though it seems to be very well balanced and sane and helpful, and a lot of people could get together on this, there's still some caution. It's a full moon, you know, so I wouldn't go out celebrating and overdoing it on Friday. I'd be a little bit cautious. On Saturday, the moon shifts into Virgo, starts right here, a mutable earth sign, goes by the north node between breakfast and lunch, and there's a lot of nurturing around, yeah? But then on Saturday night, here this about 10 o'clock, the moon opposes Neptune, and there could be problems with liquids, and doctor, priests, artists, musicians, and dreamy stuff that isn't quite true. Did you get fooled again? Sunday you'll find out more, because in Sunday afternoon, here's a nice trine to Pluto. The moon in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn. They're both earth signs, and some discovery happens. Sunday is the time to do it. Turn on the Discovery Channel or the National Geographic or YouTube, Graham Hancock. Look for some serious discussions about new stuff Sunday. continues through Monday, but the middle of the day, the moon shifts into Libra here. And all the vibes change. Here is a square to Venus. No, it's an opposition, excuse me. So nobody's interested in Venus. And stop whining, girl. So, you know, there's not a lot of peace and a lot of love here Monday night, even though we try. On Tuesday, the moon's still in Libra, and you're going to start catching the T-square. It starts with an opposition to Mars. People are impatient, angry, pissed off. Ask yourself what you're protecting early Tuesday morning. You may get angry on the way to work. You know, let the guy cut in front of you. He's in a hurry too. There's good Mercury in the middle of the day. The kids are happy and your mind and your driving settles down. But it goes into crisis Tuesday night when the moon squares Pluto about 10 o'clock or so. And you start to feel that, I can't sleep, something's going to happen. A sense of foreboding Tuesday night. And sure enough, here on Wednesday, the moon hits Jupiter and opposes Uranus. And what's that, a whole bunch of tornadoes? A flood? Anyway, your mind is on this thing, and from Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday, at least in the first half of the day, we appear to be overdoing it all. When the moon hits Jupiter, you could have lightning flashes of good sense, I hope. I hope. There could be some generosity here and some wisdom in an earthly way. I hope Mr. Trump clears his mind about global warming. Here's the sextile to Saturn, and good sense comes along and says, let's do something about this. And here's the trine to the sun. So this is a time to make a plan here in the middle of Wednesday. Solid plans, time and money. Get the job done, yeah? Wednesday night after dinner, the moon shifts into Scorpio. The vibes change again. We get a little more dreamy. Here in the middle of Thursday, there's a trine to Neptune. Inspiration, dreaminess. You know, I've been having some weird dreams, I'll tell you. Here's a square to Mercury, though, Friday morning. Now, this is real early. This is 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Trouble getting around and communicating and thinking even. But it straightens right out here about breakfast time when the moon sextiles Pluto and we get information and power and control. Yeah, it's in Scorpio, the moon, so it's Pluto's sign. Pluto rules Scorpio. So you could be powerful and get a lot of things discovered. Pluto is Sherlock Holmes on Friday. Saturday, just after breakfast, the moon squares the sun. And you won't get much done Saturday, so, you know, lower your ambitions. Take Saturday off. That's a good idea. As you go through the moon in Sagittarius, here's a square to Neptune. Sunday about breakfast, bad smells, confusion, delusion. And poor Venus, she's caught in the middle of it. Venus is very close to having trouble. No, wait a minute. That's a trine. Venus is having fun. And here's Mars, too. Sunday looks like it's for young people. It starts off with Juliet after the confusion and bad smells of the early morning. Juliet says, come on, let's go have some fun, and puts a flower in her hair. And by dinner time, Romeo is courting, and this is the time for young folks and romance on Sunday, the 19th of February.